Hey, what's going on, guys? Queasy Flips here. Today I'm going to talk about balance. Now, every knife has its own balance, and it is a very broad spectrum of handle heavy to handle biased, neutral, blade biased, and blade heavy. When you start out, you notice that handle heavy knives seem easier to flip because there's just more weight in the handle, so you could flick it out easier. And as you get better, most people start to gear towards neutral knives. I think the community as a whole generally prefers a slight handle biased, if not just completely neutral. And that's just, it comes down to preference, but I think in most cases, having that little bit of handle weight just creates a better flow. And by that, all I mean is it carries momentum a little bit better. Now, the neutral point of the knife should be right around the area where you're holding it. Where you do your fans or where you initiate your rollovers, like right where your pointer and thumb meet the handle is pretty much where that balance point should be, if not like a little bit lower, and that's the handle bias that I'm talking about. So handle heavy knives like the Rhapsody here, or the Lucha, or the Channel Alpha Beast, they feel slower. They feel like they drag behind if there's a lot of ass weight, and it's manipulable, obviously, but it doesn't do exactly what you tell it to, because the momentum is very strong and it's harder to change momentum in the direction that you want. See, I'm having trouble. The Chab is less handle heavy because the weight is distributed throughout the handle more evenly rather than only at the base. So if you look at these two knives, they're both handle heavy in the aspect of balance, but where that weight is distributed also matters. Like the Channel Alpha Beast is full titanium, so the weight is better distributed, so it's not as slow, but it's still just a heavy knife. Whereas the Rhapsody, you have spacers here and this sandwich construction, so all of the weight is in the base of the handles, and you could really feel that when you start flipping a little faster, and it doesn't flow as well. All in all, I would say this is handle heavy and this is handle biased. The most neutral knife I own is definitely the Orca, and it's, when I say neutral, that doesn't mean like the balance point is right in the pivots. That would be definitely blade heavy. Like I said, you want the balance point to be right where you grab the knife with your pointer and thumb. Should be right around there. And with the neutral knife, it just feels faster. Like, I don't know, it rolls around your finger easier. Everything is, it makes the knife feel lighter than it is. My rep is also pretty neutral, but that's only because I have two barrel spacers in the handle. But if I were to take one out, then it would be handle or blade biased. And with the blade biased knife, I mean, some people enjoy it, but I feel like a lot of people just think it's a weird balance, and it's just odd because these appendages that you're tossing, that you're swinging, it's in the handles. It's not in the blade. The blade is secondary when you think about it. The blade is just attached, but you're really swinging the handles out. And so to have all the weight in the blade, it's a very odd feeling. And not many knives are blade biased. I know the Sapient is, but that's the only blade biased knife I've ever really flipped. So basically all I had to say was handle heavy feels heavy, neutral feels light, and blade heavy feels weird. And like I said, when you start off, the slight handle bias is beneficial in your learning progress just because it's easier to carry that momentum. You don't want handle heavy, you want handle biased, because handle heavy is just going to slow you down. But that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. If you like what you see, hit that like button, consider subscribing for more content, and comment down below not only what you want to see next, but also what balance do you